Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Saturday, the 18th of February 2023. Today was match day. What a day it was! Holy moly, where did that come from? Completely subverted my expectations. I was on a bit of a downer after the commentary game, but wow, that was impressive. Energy, spirit, battle, fight, everything you want. It was there. This is the match report from southernnews.co.uk. But before we get to reading this, I just want to share a kind of weird little thing that happened today. I don't think it's ever happened before. So obviously the team gets announced at 11:30. Well, a little graphic, and as usual, people are moaning, "Why is this guy playing? Why is that guy not playing?" The usual stuff that you get, and that's fine. Everyone's gonna have their opinion. But a lot of people noticing. Where's Billy Mitchell? Billy Mitchell not in the starting 11. Not on the bench either. Where's Billy Mitchell? What happened to Billy Mitchell? So much so that I think it prompted the Millwall team, the press people, whatever, to put up a story on the official site. This was put up 8 minutes after the team came out, so I probably think this was such a big secret that even they didn't even know he was in. Kind of weird, I guess. If they're not training that much, so I guess you got Tuesday, play the game. They come home Wednesday, they have Wednesday off. Maybe they might have Thursday off as well, and then they're coming Friday for a bit of training. So there's less days training, so they might not even realise that he's not around. But yeah, they put this up 8 minutes after the team got announced. This is from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Millwall Football Club wishes to update supporters on injuries sustained by Mason Bennett and Billy Mitchell. Bennett, who had to withdraw during the half-time period of the Lions' 1-1 draw with Sunderland on 4th of February, has suffered an ankle injury. After extensive consultation with the necessary specialists, the injury is not as severe as first feared, and the forward could be back before the end of the 22-23 season. Mitchell also has an ankle injury, which he picked up during Tuesday night's visit to Coventry City. The midfielder is due to see a specialist next week, where he will receive a more definitive time frame. Everyone at Millwall would like to wish Mason and Billy all the very best in their recovery. I hope to see both of them back on the field as soon as possible. So that was a bit of a shock at the start of the game, and you've got to think this is not good. If every time we play a game, someone's going to get injured. Within by the end of the month, we're not going to have a team to put out. So we'll see who plays Tuesday now. So here we go. Match report. Millwall 3, Sheffield United 2. A bit of a ding-dong of a game. We took the lead, they came back. We took the lead again, they came back again. And we took the lead at the end. And bish bash bosh, that was it. Absolutely. Pretty decent crowd. A lot of noise, almost as much noise as the Sunderland game, with a lot less people there. So fantastic stuff. The Lions have moved back up to 5th place ahead of today's 3 p.m. kickoffs. Yeah, I think we're in 6th now. So we are back in the playoffs with that game in hand still a possibility. Yeah, we're 6th. We have a game in hand on everyone around us except for Middlesbrough. We have 2 games in hand on them, but they are 8 points ahead of us, so that doesn't really matter. But yeah, fantastic stuff, isn't it? We are back up there. One defeat, and then we will get a bit upset. And what this win, and well, we're all on cloud 9 again. The Bradshaw scored his second hat-trick of the season as Mill beat Sheffield United 3-2 at the 10. Yes, Tom Bradshaw is now up to 10 goals for the season. The striker's early goal was cancelled out by Tommy Dole's long-range free kick shortly before the half-time break. Although goalkeeper George Long should have done better with the shot. Well, that's saying it outright here. saying, "Oh, maybe he should have." They normally couch their language, and they don't trying to make it point fingers at anyone. But that's a lot of people suggesting that they should have done better with that. The Lions retook the lead shortly after the hour mark when Bradshaw bagged his second goal, heading past Fotheringham from Andres Vogelsammer's cross. However, with less than 10 minutes to go, the Blades found another equaliser when James McAtee prodded home from a goal-mouth scramble. Bradshaw wasn't done there, however, as he guided Mill to miraculous 3 points. He turned on Vogelsammer's low ball to give the hosts a huge win in a crucial week. Indeed. A few things to point out. A lot of people getting on Vogelsammer's back. He was one of the ones when the team was announced. Why is he playing? He doesn't offer anything. Well, 2 assists today. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. And also to note as well that Gary Rowett was getting substitutes ready. He was about to take off Bradshaw and Vogelsammer. He was about to take him and go more defensive. He was trying to shore up the result and get the 2-2 draw. And just before he could do that, just because he took off Bradshaw and Vogelsammer, just before he could take them off, they're the ones who combined to get the third goal and the winning goal. So boom, there you go. Millwall were in no mood to mess about after their recent encounters with Sheffield United, going straight for the throat in the fight opening stages of the match. Tom Bradshaw showed his intentions inside the opening minute when he challenged West Fotheringham for a loose ball, clattering the goalkeeper in the process. Bradshaw wasn't done there, and as he has so often done in front of the Sky Sports cameras, he took centre stage against a top 6 rival. In the 4th minute, he was played clean through on goal by Zion Fleming with his low effort save by Fotheringham at close range to keep the scores level. Denying Bradshaw once is possible, but teams often pay the price when giving him a second chance. Just 2 minutes later, the 30-year-old was played into the box yet again, this time by Oliver Burke, allowing him to unleash a powerful effort from a tight angle that gave the Lions an early lead. Yeah, you're missing out. That was set up by George Long with a quick throw out to Oliver Burke. A fast player who was on his own in space on the wing. And boom, good night Vienna, there you go. Most expected the Blades to come roaring back, but they failed to do so. Instead, Mill took even more control, dominating possession while regularly venturing forward into the box. Their best chance for a second goal came in the 14th minute when Fleming brought the ball forward from midfield. The Dutchman held onto the ball for far too long, hesitating before setting up Burke to his right. The winger powered a fierce shot into the palms of Fotheringham, who was able to comfortably catch the resulting corner. The Lions continued to threaten, with Burke combining with Danny McNamara and Jamie Shackleton to exploit a gaping hole left down the right by left wing back Max Lowe, although the trio failed to create any clear-cut chances for Bradshaw and Fleming in the middle. They were made to pay the price 6 minutes before the half-time break. Sheffield United scored their equaliser from almost nothing. Jay Cooper gave away a free kick around 25 yards out. Millwall midfielder Tommy Doyle was the only man who stood over it, allowing him to curl the ball over the wall before it dipped in front of George Long. The Mill goalkeeper got a hand on it, but couldn't prevent it from bouncing off his gloves and into the bottom corner of the net. Sheffield United started the second half better and could have taken the lead. 5 minutes after the restart, Daniel Jefferson was played clean through the middle of Cooper and Charlie Cresswell, allowing him to take aim inside the box. However, Long made amends for his earlier mistake with an impressive save, denying the young striker. Saved it with his feet, he did. With Iliman and Dye warming up for the visitors, Mill fans were fearing the worst, the forward having tormented them in both of the previous 2 meetings between the sides. However, the Lions retook the lead before he could even step foot onto the pitch. Andres Vogelsammer brought the ball down the left flank with Fleming running alongside him in the box. The Dutchman was brought down, but the referee waved on, allowing Vogelsammer to dink a perfect cross onto the head of Bradshaw, the striker flicking the ball past Fotheringham for his 9th goal of the campaign. Sheffield United weren't exactly banging the door down in search of an equaliser, but their pressure became too much for Millwall, who cracked in the 82nd minute. They failed to deliver an accurate corner and a resulting goalmouth scramble. The substitute James McAtee picking up the ball, switching it onto his right foot and drilling and rifling it into the roof of the net. When it looked like the Lions had let another lead slip, Bradshaw popped up with his hat-trick goal in the 87th minute. Vogelsammer's run down the right flank allowed him to fire a powerful low cross into the box for the striker, who turned it into the back of the net close range to seal an astonishing win at Den. And the team was as follows: Long, McNamara, Cresswell, Cooper, Wallace, Shackleton, Saville, Burke, Fleming, Vogelsammer and Bradshaw. And the subs were: on the 72nd minute, Honeyman came on for Burke, Leonard came on for Shackleton, and in the 89th minute, Malone came on for Bradshaw, and Watmore came on for Vogelsammer. That was a change that was made just gonna be made, and Bradshaw managed to get that goal just before he got yanked off. And the last substitute in injury time was George Evans on for Zion Fleming. So there you go. And the unused substitutes were Bartosz Biakowski, Romain Esse. So takeaways: Millwall's number 9 scores goal number 10. With all of the attention on top scorer Zion Fleming, Tom Bradshaw has somewhat quietly become Millwall's star man, especially since the turn of the year. The striker is often criticised for his size, as long balls pumped forward from the back line aren't exactly his speciality. However, his work rate and finishing is fantastic at championship level, and he has become a vital part of Gary Rowett's team. As the club's only out-and-out striker, he shoulders an immense burden, but he does his job incredibly well. What do Millwall do with George Long? Rowett has a bit of a difficult decision to make with his goalkeepers. George Long's mistake highlights what we already knew. Bartosz Biakowski is a superior goalkeeper when it comes to shot stopping. However, Long's distribution is a big reason why he's current number 1, and it really helps Millwall in the final third. It will be interesting to see if the manager sticks or twists in the coming weeks. He sticks. And you've just got to try and get, was it Andy Marshall, to work with George Long and figure a few things out, which he's basically been on the bench for like 2 years, hasn't he? So he hasn't played that much. Now he's playing. He'll make a few mistakes. He needs to learn from those mistakes and take that corrections into his game going forward. But yeah, he set up the goal. He set up one goal. So and you see how well he played at Coventry. So kind of weird. I know it was disappointing that free kick went in, but to try and crucify him over that rather than coming off the back and praising him for his performance against Coventry. Back in the right direction, the loss of Coventry derailed Millwall, but they're back on track now. Downing one of the automatic promotion favourites at the Den is a huge statement of intent ahead of Burnley's trip to SC16 on Tuesday night. The Lions are up to 5th ahead of Tuesday's 3 PM kickoffs. Yeah, we're now 6. Yeah, to be honest with you, that, like I said, I predicted that we would lose 2-0. I didn't see that performance coming from anywhere. At home, we've been drawing too many games, and we've been a bit just limp all round, to be honest with you. And that was something else. Obviously, I think this is, we saw with the in terms of the players that we had, Burke and Watmore bringing them in, what they did against Sunderland, against QPR. So it's a different dynamic now. So we have improved the squad, but we're missing players now. I've got to say Shackleton wasn't mentioned much in that ball. I didn't really think much of Shackleton going into this game. I don't see what he brings to the team. Like, he's quick, but he wants to play in the middle. Doesn't really. He should be like out on a wing. He's kind of like smaller than Danny McNamara, which is a feat to behold. But I thought he played really well today, Shackleton, which is good because we needed him to. But you could see he was getting knackered at the end of the game, which is understandable because he doesn't really play that much, does he? So yeah, let's see what Gary Rowett's had to say. So Mill Bostelight has changed his payoff against Sheffield United. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Gary Rowett praised Andreas Vogelsammer, Oliver Burke and James Shackleton for their performances against the Blades. Gary Rowett was delighted that his pre-match changes paid off in Mill's 3-2 win against Sheffield United. The manager brought Andres Vogelsammer, Oliver Burke, and James Shackleton into the starting lineup to face the Blades. George Honeyman, Duncan Watmore, and Billy Mitchell dropping out. Mitchell missed out on a place in the squad entirely due to an ankle injury that Rowett described as similar to Mason Bennett's, while Vogelsammer and Burke brought in to exploit the gaps behind Sheffield United's wing-backs and gave the two players a rest ahead of facing Burnley on Tuesday. It was a tough one before the game because Duncan and G have been good in the last few games. Right. I think with Duncan coming into the team, I thought he was more ready to start than Berkey. If you play someone that hasn't played that much, you just play them and play them and play them, and all of a sudden you're going to lose that player. G has great energy. I could have easily started him today. I just felt that we needed fresh legs outside. Go and see what you can do. I thought the two of them were outstanding. I thought they were really, really good. They gave us a real quality to get up the pitch, a little bit of power and physicality, which I think you'll need against Sheffield United. It allowed us to make the changes late on. Shax, the biggest compliment I can pay him is no disrespect to Billy, is that we didn't miss Billy. He's been such a big player for us. I felt we would miss him, which is a big blow. Shax came in. I thought he was outstanding alongside Saville. I thought was really good as well. I was really pleased. He only came off because he had a bit of a cramp. He hasn't played much. I said to him a month ago that he's going to get game time, he's going to play, don't be too disappointed. I couldn't quite give it to him at that point for different reasons. Now he's got the opportunity and he looked like a player that really wanted to take it. So there you go, fantastic stuff there. So he's knocking on the door, the manager's door, trying to play. And he's finally gets the chance and he shines, which is what you want. He might have to shine again on Tuesday because yes, our squad is getting slimmer by the game. Also from Gary Rowett. This is londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall boss jokes about installing fake cameras after Tom Bradshaw's second treble in a televised match. Gary Rowett joked about installing fake cameras at the Den after Tom Bradshaw's second hat-trick of the season in front of the Sky Sports TV cameras at the Den. Bradshaw moves his tally for the campaign to 10 after his second hat-trick of the season in a pulsating 3-2 win over Sheffield United. The former Barnsley frontman, nominated for January's Championship Player of the Month, produced a fit strike past West Foderingham, and we know all this. But Bradshaw collected another match ball with a clincher in the 88th minute. Mill's number 9 was on hand to finish from close range, with Vogelsammer collecting a second assist. The result moves Millwall up to 6 in the table. Bradshaw also claimed the match ball after a treble against Watford. I just said down there that you can buy fake cameras on Amazon. I'm going to buy them and I'm going to put them around the ground for every game, said Rowett, just to try and convince him that Sky are at every single home game. He certainly likes playing in front of cameras, doesn't he? The lads are giving him a bit of stick in there because apparently Blues misses a kiss live on camera and they're not too happy about that. You've got to do what you've got to do, make hay while the sun shines. My parents were at the game for the first time and I'm sure they will be looking, going, wow, if it's like this every time, we might come down more often. Gary Rowett's parents were at the game for the first time. He's been there for like 3 years now. Where have they been? Do they live abroad? I would imagine for anyone who is a neutral, will probably look at that as a fabulous game to watch in terms of goal mouth action. The goals in the way the game swung a little bit. For me, you can't help but be proud of the players' effort, desire, and attitude against a good side. Before the game, everyone seemed to be talking about Sheffield United. Now they were going to move the ball, how they were going to cause us problems and have more possession than us. I'm sat there thinking anyone who's watched our home games knows it isn't quite as simple at the Den. We started brilliantly. We had great energy and mixed it up when we went long down the side of their back three. And we played it into people. We used the ball really, really well. Brad has had an earlier chance. Maybe should have scored, but he didn't let it affect him, no. I can't remember if it was before or after the goal, but we also had a moment where he got brought down in the penalty box. It's flagged for offside when it wasn't. That should have been a penalty. But yes, that as well, yeah. We probably deserve to go in a couple of goals ahead at half time. Such is the nature of the Championship, though. A good side like Sheffield United, with the quality they have, even though they've hardly any attempts on our goal, they score a great free kick towards the end, and you end up going in 1-1. The challenge then is you worry about how that might affect our players psychologically after playing so well. Well, they seem to handle it pretty decently, seeing as we went on to win the game too. Now we're going to hear from the other manager. This is also from londonnewsonline.co.uk. We gave it to them. Sheffield United boss Heckingbottom reacts to the 3-2 defeat in Millwall. Sheffield United manager Paul Heckingbottom accused his side of handing Millwall victory in today's championship thriller. Tom Bradshaw's hat-trick sealed a 3-2 victory for the Lions. Heckingbottom said, "You get what you deserve. We're starting like the team who played Wednesday night. Travelled. We're still on our beds for an early kick-off. The biggest disappointment is that it's difficult to stop that and turn it around. But we did. We did that in the second half. We were the team then, I felt, at 1-1. We're quite on the crowd. They were turning and we were on top. It's disappointing to give them the goals the way that we did. In my eyes, we've given Millwall the game there. We've shown everything we said we were about, the character, determination and drive. We were on the front foot, and that's how we want to play. We can easily make a foul on the halfway line and stop the second goal. The third goal, Millwall actually outnumber us on the long free kick. We know where they're putting the ball, right on top of us and right on Cooper. Little bits like that, which aren't us usually. We did all the hard work, we got back in the game, and we gave Millwall it. How they started, you can't really stop putting the long ball on if that's what they want to do. We didn't win enough first balls and certainly didn't win enough second. We changed it second half. To change the momentum of the game so much and then give it away, that's what's hurting me. Yeah, we did kind of get under the cosh. But I don't think there's anything we couldn't handle. It's just they were kind of doing more attacking. So, which probably helped because it allowed us to open up and get them on the counter. Now, got more from Gary Rowett talking about the other. So this is also from London News Online.co.uk, and he's so Millwall boss responds to Blades' claim that Bradshaw wanted to come off for netting hat-trick. Millwall manager Gary Rowett has dismissed Paul Heckingbottom's claim that Tom Bradshaw was asking to come off before bagging his hat-trick. The Lions frontman scored all of their goals in today's 3-2 win over second place Sheffield United. Bradshaw has 2 trebles this season, the other coming in their 16 against Watford. Asked about Heckingbottom's assertion, Rowett said, "No, I don't think so. He got a kick to the calf, but we knew it was a kick. I said to him at half time, if you feel like you're struggling, you need to let us know because I'm not going to risk it." But he said he was fine. He had a gel on the sideline, but he wasn't asking to come off. I think that was the moment he was getting blocked trying to stop McBurney on corners. He was more asking Adam how he stops that. I don't think so that Bradshaw wanted to be subbed unless I heard something different, but I certainly would have been taking him off at that point. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Apparently, the Heckingbottom. I don't know if maybe Heckingbottom's talking about that he saw that the subs were coming on, because I saw that as well. That two subs were going to be made. Bradshaw and Vogelsang was coming on. And literally, as the players are getting their tracksuits off on the side, the third goal goes in and Bush. So maybe he's talking about that. I don't know. Of course, Bradshaw played for Heckingbottom at Barnsley, so they kind of know each other. I don't know if he was joking or what, but there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.